and distinct professionalism. That's why you love us. At about 88.9 FM, your go-to station.
It's 12 o'clock. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Akintunde with Global News. In the news, EU doles out over 102 million euros to vulnerable communities in Africa. Germany, US to announce tanks deal with Ukraine. Wayland University, Texas appoints Odwayo Adekoroye as wrestling coach.
This is the news.
The European Union has allocated 102.5 million euros in humanitarian aid to help vulnerable communities in Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. This is as the humanitarian situation continues to deteriorate in the Lake Chad region. The pledge was made on the occasion of the high-level conference on the Lake Chad region held in Niamey in January 23rd to 24th. The EU Commissioner for Crisis Management, Janice Lenedrich, said the fund will provide support to vulnerable communities impacted by conflict, displacement, and increasing food insecurity. The Rwandan government says defensive measures were taken on a Democratic Republic of Congo fighter jet that violated its airspace on Tuesday evening. Images shared on social media show a military plane being shot at while flying at low altitude between the towns of Goma in DR Congo and Gisenyi in Rwanda. Rwanda said this is the third incident involving a Congolese fighter jet on its airspace and asked its neighbor to stop this aggression. In a statement, DR Congo's information ministry condemned the incident and denied that its jet had flown over Rwandan airspace. It says the government does not intend to let this incident go and had the legitimate right to defend itself. The latest incident adds to the tensions between the two neighbors. Cameroonian journalists have called for more protection following the murder of their colleague Martinez Zogo, who was a critic of the government. Mr. Zogo's mutilated body was found near the capital Yaoundé on Sunday, 5 days after being abducted by unknown people. Prior to his death, he had threatened to expose corruption in government. Media rights group Reporters Without Borders called on the authorities to conduct an independent investigation into the killing, calling it a grave blow to democracy and press freedom. South African government has urged people to take caution as death toll from an ongoing heat wave in parts of the country rises to 8. 8 people reportedly to have died of heat stroke in Northern Cape after a heat wave hit the province over the week. It expressed concern over the impact of the hot weather that the country had been experiencing. The government had urged people to take measures such as drinking water and wearing light clothing to avoid heat exhaustion. And Tanzania's former presidential candidate Tundu Lissu is expected to return to his home country today from exile in Belgium. The opposition leader returns home after the government recently lifted a ban on political rallies. The ban imposed by former President John Magufuli in 2016 allowed only elected politicians to conduct rallies in their constituencies. The Tanzania's former presidential candidate is expected to address supporters later this afternoon. You're listening to Global News on Adaba 88.9 FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramokin. After the break, Germany, US to announce tanks deal with Ukraine. Plus, Wayland University, Texas appoints Odwayo Adekoroye as wrestling coach. Stay with us. We'll be back again.
The news on Adaba 88.9 FM.
Glad to know you're still there. For news update and live streaming, visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/AdabaFM80.9 on Facebook, at Adaba 889 FM on Instagram and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can provide us information via email newsroom@adaba889.fm. The United States and Germany are expected to announce their decisions to deliver battle tanks to Ukraine. Ukraine believes that the decision of the two countries will be a game changer on the battlefield. Reacting, Russia's ambassador to the U.S. said the news is another blunted provocation. Also, Kremlin spokesperson said Germany's decision would bring nothing good but leave a lasting mark on relations with Russia. Ukrainian officials say they are urgently in need of heavier weapons and say sufficient battle tanks could help Kiev's forces seize back territory from the Russians. But until now, the US and Germany have resisted internal and external pressure to send their tanks to Ukraine. And Chris Hipkins has been sworn in as New Zealand 44th Prime Minister. The 44-year-old was formally appointed to the role in Wellington a week after Jacinda Ardern's shock resignation. The 42-year-old Miss Ardern said she no longer has enough in the tank to lead the country. The country's Governor-General, Cindy Kiro, accepted her former resignation on Wednesday. As the ruling Labour Party's caucus over the weekend, Mr. Hipkins received unanimous support to be promoted to lead the country and now faces the uphill task of retaining power in the upcoming general elections in October. And Magda Linette will meet fifth seed Aryna Sabalenka in the Australian Open semi-finals after she beat Karolina Pliskova earlier to continue her dream run. The Polish world number 45 had previously never gone beyond the third round of a Grand Slam in 29 attempts, but she produced a fearless display in a 6-3, 7-5 win over Czech two-time major finalist Pliskova on Rod Laver Arena. Belarusian Sabalenka defeated Croatia's Dona Vekic 4-3, 6-2 to reach her fourth Grand Slam semi-final. And Wayland University, Plainview, Texas, has appointed Nigeria's wrestling champion Odrayo Adekoroye as a coach. The announcement was made on the institution's official page. Odrayo Adekoroye is expected to use her experience in developing young wrestlers in the university to become world stars. In a chat with the Bar FM, she described her appointment as a challenge to her in giving back.
It is a dream come true, a milestone in my career that prompts the next level. My goals and targets are to continue to improve on my skills and competence, both as a performing athlete and as a coach.
Odrayo Adekoroye is a 7-time African champion, 3-time Grand Prix champion, 3-time Commonwealth Games gold medalist. She is also a 3-time world champion and a current world number 1, 57 kg category wrestling. To end global news, a recap of our top stories. The European Union has allocated €102.5 million in humanitarian aid to help vulnerable communities in Nigeria, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger. The United States and Germany are expected to announce their decision to deliver battle tanks to Ukraine. Wayland University, Plainview, Texas, has appointed Nigeria's wrestling champion Odrayo Adekoroye as a coach. And that's Global News. Editor, Patience Ibe. I'm Michael Akintunde. Good afternoon.
The world moves at a fast pace, and news breaks with the same speed.
Sometimes you find the news, and sometimes the news finds you.
All stations can keep up.